Hey, what's up? This is Jacoby,
And this is Tobin, and we are from Papa Roach.
and you are watching MULATSCHAG TV, the only TV that rocks, with Mona and Lisa. Yeah! Woo!
Hello and welcome. We are Mona and Lisa from the MonaLisaTwins, and today we are joined by Jacoby and Tobin from Papa Roach. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Doing great. Thanks.
Awesome. So you've been touring pretty much the whole year. Why do you like touring so much? What is it that just makes you want to go on the road all the time?
I mean, the world is a large place. That's the thing, you know, and it's to be able to really make a mark and build a fan base that lasts. That's what you have to do, you know, for a rock band these days. And, you know, we've been doing that for years. And, you know, there's moments where we get to the end of a tour and we're like, all right, we're ready to be home. You know, this is the last tour in support of the connection. So but it's a great way to end, man. These shows have been going off and like it's just good. So, but the road is, you know, that's where you prove yourself as a rock band.
Awesome. Cool. And do you have any pre-stage rituals that you do before you go on stage?
Yes. I mean, everyone's a little different, but Jacoby has a warm-up that he does. I try to warm up. Sometimes if I'm working on music and I get, you know, I lose track of time, I don't get to warm up, but we try to like stretch out and, you know, just hang out together, listen to music, jump around and get loosened up. And then we do like a huddle right before we go on.
All right.
Yeah, where we say a little something and just, you know, just grateful for, you know, the show and being in this wonderful position where we get to be artists and make music and play for wonderful fans. And then we go out there and really the minute the intro starts and we get on stage, it doesn't matter like what happened that day, if you were happy, sad, mad, glad, or whatever. It's just the minute that song kicks in, it's on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if you could enter the stage riding on any animal, what would you choose and why?
Oh shoot, man! I'd pull the diamond. Or no, who flew in on the white tiger, dude? White tiger would be pretty epic.
Really, somebody
I know
already-
that Ted Nugent used to enter the stage on a bison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for real.
It's true.
And do you have any favorite kind of epic entrance on an animal that you could imagine?
Oh my lord, that would be too funny. I'll come in on an elephant. Tobin's come to a show in a horse-drawn carriage before.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
This is true. This was in Atlanta, the Dirty South, we like to call it, ATL, and this was maybe circa 2002.
Yeah.
And yes, we were YOLO at that point in time in our career.
Yeah, how are your little humans doing? Your kids? I think you just got a son last month, I think.
Yeah,
So that must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, we all got a gang of kids. Tobin just had a baby as well, so we're like, you know, we got little infants right now, and that's you know, we miss them, but I get to get on the FaceTime and see their little cute little face, you know, and the wife, you know, she's always sending photos. It's like the same thing for both of us. We get on the FaceTime, we're like, yeah, but you know, it's cool. We love it. We love being fathers.
All right, and will you see them soon?
On the 11th of December, but I will see him on FaceTime later today. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Your first EP ever was called Potatoes for Christmas, and it's Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what's your favorite potato-related meal?
Oh, I like to do, back in the day, my mom did these, and we did what's called baked potato bar. And she put together, like, you know, bacon and cheese and sour cream and onions and burger meat and, you know, all these different toppings, and you could choose like what you put on it and stuff. So I was like, I just remember fond memories of a kid. That was like one of my favorite dinners was make your own potato night. Or broccoli and cheese on a potato. You ever have that? Oh, it's super good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. So, and, you know, the classics. I mean, Tobin, do you have any favorite potato dish?
I love potato soup. I love potatoes. I love all that meat and no tomatoes. And
It's good stuff.
Who's next? Let me do it. 'Cause I just want to ask further. If you're gonna get your kids some potatoes for Christmas, or how did the whole name come up?
Potatoes for Christmas. It was the band's name came after my great grandfather. His last name was Roach, and we called him Papa Roach. And for some odd reason, we named our band Papa Roach. And it was in the era of the funky band names, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Korn, you know, but then you go back and you hear of a band name like Rolling Stones. You're like, what are the Rolling Stones? But you think about it. So this was a story about him when he was a kid. He was telling us, or telling me and my brother, oh, yeah, this one year, you know, we were so poor and didn't have anything that all we got was potatoes for Christmas. And that's like a sack of potatoes, man. And they were, you know, they were poor, man. This was, yeah, so they're very happy, you know. Sometimes you just got to be appreciative of the simple things. But, you know, I don't want a sack of potatoes for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? I want something cool.
I mean, you would be happy if you got your potato dish or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like something nice made out of potato.
Yeah, that's right, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like, all right.
Potato. Potato. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Your kids will be about the age of when you started doing a band in a couple of years. Would you like to see them going down the same road? Like, would you like them to be rock stars, or do you think that the whole lifestyle kind of looks different now from a parent kind of view?
I would. I mean, I hope that they have, you know, the opportunity to be, you know, creative, and, you know, have that freedom to be expressive in whatever they do, if it's, you know, music or art or whatever. I mean, not so much like trying to be a rock star, you know, because that, I mean, it's an amazing thing. I mean, it's a dream come true for me, but it's also a very dangerous lifestyle. But just as long as you know, they hopefully they'll take the words of wisdom from their dad, and they won't follow the exact footsteps.
I mean, for me, I just tell my boys, no matter what they're going to become, they just got to be passionate about whatever they do. Whether it's you're going to college and you're playing sports, or, you know, you want to play music, or you want to be an artist, or you want to be a chef. You just got to be passionate, man. You can't be lazy. Yeah. That's just not in my family, you know what I'm saying? Nobody in my family is lazy. So that's just, don't be a lazy ass, and we're cool. We're good.
Is it true that you would be a chef if you weren't doing music, or that there would be something that you could see yourself doing?
That was something that I definitely wanted to pursue. Both of us, we wanted to go to Culinary Arts Academy, but then we fell in love with Papa Roach, and then it was just like, fucking rock and roll, dude. This is where it's at. Like, you don't got to pay to go to college for this rock and roll thing. We could just do it. And, you know, we just went out and worked harder than the next band, and here we are 20 years later.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. You, Jacoby, have always been really honest about, like your ups and downs in your life. I was wondering, could you tell us a bit more about the song Before I Die and the background of what you were thinking when you wrote this?
Yeah, Before I Die, that came at like my lowest point in the process of making the record. I was going through a whole, you know, I got substance abuse issues, and I was out of my head, and I got clean and sober again. I've been trying to, you know, wrestle that demon for like 9 years, you know, and I'd try to be sober, and I'd go back out and go crazy again. It was just an in and out thing. And so finally I got my life together, and then as the dust settled and I really noticed the wreckage of my life, me and my wife had split up, and that was like a really hard time for me, you know, because I had been with her for, at that time, like almost 19 years. And that was hard, you know. I was gutted. I didn't really feel like I had anything to live for anymore, you know. I just felt like I had no purpose. And, you know, it's like, you hear stories about people that just feel like so desperate that they want to end their life. You know, there was like moments in my head where I'm like, I just can't do this, and I can't move, I can't go on. You know, like I was just in a really bad place. But then I really, you know, there was a turning point. You know, I went out to the ocean to curse God and leave this world, and I just realized, like, you know, there was a moment of clarity where I was just like, so much more in this world, like, that I could be living for. You know, like it was like a song. It was like my song to my wife, and also God. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes from. You know, I'll live for you before I die, because I was always living for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get out of myself and live for somebody else. And so, you know, that has to do with my family and my spirituality. And it was one of the most important songs for the record, you know, and me personally. And so it's cool. I honestly, when we made this record, I really found how much music means to me, you know, because it's saved my ass. You know, I put my life into these songs, and, you know, it was just like, thank God the band, like, you know, stuck around, because I'm like out of my head, and the band's like in the studio jamming, making this amazing music, you know. But I finally rose to the occasion and came with the ill vocals on that record, and it's awesome. I'm very proud of the album.
I think it's great. Yeah, really love it. And I think it's cool that you kind of try to incorporate different styles. Like you have some electronic elements in the new album as well. Is it something you could see yourself go further down this road? Like.
Yeah, I mean, we don't box ourselves into any one, thing. I mean, we're completely open to. We have such a wide range of influences too, and styles. I mean, we've been known to mix, hip hop and electronic with our punk rock and metal and so yeah, definitely, it's open in the future.
Okay. Could you tell us about your experience with the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Oh, yeah. That was a super cool, man. We've been doing some goodwill stuff over the past few years, working with some homeless shelters and stuff like that. And so, we feel it's, time to give back. We've definitely lived like a very fortunate lifestyle. It's coming from where we come from and, living this rock and roll dream. And this kid's Make-A-Wish was to be in the studio with Papa Roach and this band from San Antonio called Broken Boundaries, and they're kind of like a metalcore type band, and we took them in the studio in New York and spent the day with them and gave them some pointers and tips. And I remember Tobin just kept going, "Tune your guitar, dude. Just keep tuning that guitar." And it was cool, man. It was like we were fast friends with those kids. It was like hanging out with family, It's like the Mexicanos, La Familia. Like that's like, we grew up, with that Latin, that Mexican influence in our culture in California. And so it's like, these kids coming from San Antonio were like, "Orale, viva la cucaracha," and we hit it off. So it was a really cool experience, and nothing but smiles all the way around, which was cool.
That's cool. I've got a last question. Your tour bus used to be called, your first tour van was called Moby Dick. Does it still exist? Is it still alive? No,
Moby Dick, he went down in flames on a trip to Las Vegas on tour. That thing just it crapped out. We went through a few vans on tour, but we had a 72 Beauville.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed. I wasn't allowed to drive it 'cause one night I think I got in a car accident or something. But you know what? I hit a drunk driver, so it was. Well, she was drunk, and I just like rear-ended her. And she was drunk and she got out. She's like, "Oh, it's cool. I was like, all right, are you okay?
We're good, let's go.
And she's like, "I'm drunk. I'm just all right, cool." That was weird. No, I was like 16 now. I think I just got my license. Who's getting it?
Okay, I do. Lisa and me are in the band as well, and so we were wondering if you could give us any advice, like maybe some tricks.
Yeah. My advice is just to practice and, as much as you can, as much as you have time to. I feel like the more work you put into it, the more you get out of it, especially if you play an instrument. And just keep writing songs and experiment and just keep writing songs. And when you feel like, oh, that was fun, I got this right idea, it's cool, and then move on, write another one, and just keep it going because you're going to stumble upon something great, you're just going to keep having fun doing it and getting better at it, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll definitely do that.
Well said.
What's your
and
advice?
And don't expect to become a rock star overnight. No. You know what I'm saying? Just go. Yeah, it's going to take time. But Tobin pretty much broke it down. It's like, and play as many live shows as possible too. That's very important.
I think it's still very important.
Yeah, get out in front of the people.
Yeah. And what do you think are the main changes in the industry for the last 20 years? Like, is there one thing or like a certain aspect that you think has changed the most in the industry, in the whole business?
Well, there's more shitty music now, and lots of downloading. True. You know what I'm saying? So those two elements are, against us, but it's all good. Whatever.
I think it all shifted kind of more to the internet, and now you have to approach the whole thing quite differently.
Yeah, there's too many bands.
Yeah, I mean it's completely different now than it was when we first came out. So like the whole media way of discovering music. I mean, there's so many different artists and different ways that you can discover different types of music other than just the ones that are kind of force fed upon you, which that's cool because you stumble upon an artist every now and then that you wouldn't. You're just like, wow, this is amazing, and nobody else knows about him.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacoby.
And I'm Tobin, and we're from Papa Roach.
And we are kicking it with
the Mona Lisa Twins. I'm Mona. And I'm Lisa.
Yeah, and we just want to wish you guys happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Peace, I'm out.
MULATSCHAG!